Hi, this is Leanne at Complete Payroll. Welcome to Payroll Country. Today we're going to take a look at entering in a new scheduled ED for an employee in Evolution Classic. We'll start by clicking on the Employee button on the left-hand side and then Scheduled EDs from the menu that pops up. I'm taken to my list of active employees where I can select the employee that I would like to work with from the grid. And then I'm going to select Browse Scheduled EDs to show the current setup for this employee. So in this example, we're going to set up a simple scheduled deduction. However, there are some scheduled EDs that are a little more complex and they do have specific procedures that are unique to their setup. Those deductions are direct deposits, retirement, HSAs, group term life, child supports, and garnishments. For specific instruction on those scheduled EDs, please contact your customer service rep. So to begin the setup of a scheduled deduction, I'm going to click on the green plus sign at the top of the screen. That's going to take me to a blank Details tab where I can select my ED code from the drop-down list. Now this list that drops down is a list of all of the earning and deduction codes that are available currently in your company. Your customer service rep can assist you in adding any new deductions or earnings that you might need. For this example, I'm just going to use a simple miscellaneous deduction code. So I'll start by selecting my ED code. Next, I'm going to either select or verify my calculation method. This code defaults to a fixed amount, so I could just simply put in the dollar amount of the deduction that I need to take. If I needed to change my calculation method, I also have some other choices in my drop-down menu. I could select a percentage of gross, of net. I could also select a percentage of an ED group amount. In that case, I'll want to make sure that I pull in the appropriate ED group, which I'm going to pull in true gross here, and I will enter in a percentage that this might be in the percentage window. Now, for a simple deduction, we'll go back to a fixed amount and just put in a $10 deduction. The next item that I'm going to look at is the frequency. Most deductions are going to take place every pay, but if we needed to change that, we could certainly click from the drop-down every scheduled pay, every other. We also have a first scheduled of the month, last scheduled, closest to the 15th. As you can see, you have many options here. I'm going to leave this for every pay, and then my start date is going to default to today's date. However, if you would like this to start at a later date, you can certainly change that. You just want to make sure that your effective start date is before the processing date of the payroll that you want this to become effective for. Next, I can block weeks. If I block week 5, it's going to block the 5th payroll that occurs in a month for weekly payrolls 4 times a year, or the 3rd payroll that will occur in a month for bi-weekly employees 4 times a year. For this example, I'm just going to leave that unchecked because I want this deduction for every pay. Finally, if I would like to tie this deduction to an agency, under Destination Details, I'm going to select the agency dropdown and I can select the agency that I want that amount to apply to that agency check. At this point, I can click the green check marks and save my record. Some advanced setup that we'll find on the Advanced tab is if we wanted this deduction to have a target amount and automatically end when we reach that target. So perhaps this deduction is only going to be for $200. When I select Target Action, I'm given several choices. The first is Reset Balance, where when the deduction reaches the target amount, the balance will be reset to 0. The second option, Reset Balance and Issue Agency Check, will do the same, only it will issue an agency check for the target amount. The next 2 items will not reset the balance, meaning that it will remain at the target amounts. The first one will leave the line on the employee's check in the memo box for this item, and then the second one will remove that line. So for this example, we're going to select Do Not Reset Balance and Remove Line, which will keep the balance at the target amount, which will end the deduction, and it will remove the target item line from the employee's check stub. Next, I'll enter 200 under the target amount window, and I'll click my green check marks to commit my changes. When you need to stop an employee's scheduled deduction, we recommend that you use the effective end date window and just enter in the date that is prior to the processing date of the check date that the deduction should no longer appear on, and then save your changes. So this concludes our look at setting up a new scheduled deduction for an employee under scheduled EDs. If you would like further instruction for those special cases or just for this generic in written form, please contact your CSR for the manual. Thank you for joining me and have a great day.